If you want respect in life, being nice is not a flex. Okay, you shouldn't aim for being nice. And welcome to my channel. Welcome back if you're a subscriber. Today I'm talking about nice people. On this channel I talk everything spiritual warfare, personal development, and just girls talk. You know, nice people get treated the worst in life. We all know this. It happens to the girl who's in a relationship with a guy who she can't stand up for herself. It happens to the girl who is always treated with disrespect. And one thing I've noticed about nice people is they're very resentful and they just have this sprouts of anger because they always leave their life out of balance. They are not always balanced. When you're in a position where you're always trying to please people and not live your authentic self, it gets frustrating because people will reciprocate that. If you're so nice, people smell that from you. They smell like, you're easy to walk over. You're easy to please, you like to please people. You like to make everyone feel comfortable. You like to make everyone feel like you don't want to be confronted. You don't want to rock the boat. You don't want any conflict. When people notice that, they brand you as that. And you start attracting more people who are going to use you. So you mostly attract people who are users. They come to use you and dump you. And people smell that. People are like, okay, that's an easy pass. And you won't get reciprocated. Like your niceness won't be reciprocated by those kind of people. Those kind of people just come to you, so they can't reciprocate back. And that makes you feel worthless. That makes you feel like, just more, even worse, more than bad. It makes you feel worse about yourself. And then you get this anger, this resentment, and you have sprouts of anger here and there. Deep down, when they take off that mask of niceness, there is an anger waiting to express itself. There is this authenticity waiting to express itself. They're just afraid to hurt people. They're just afraid to make people feel bad. So, this is the last time or the last year you ever be a nice person. Be in balance with yourself. Live your authentic self. If something makes you feel uncomfortable or angry, you should be able to tell people. You should be able to confront people and tell them, hey, what you did really hurts me. So sign number one is you are a yes man. You mostly say more yes than no's. Check in with yourself all the time. Did that person asking you to do the assignment for them made you feel good? Was that guy, you heard that guy you like, or the guy who asked you out seeing another girl makes you feel good? If it doesn't, let it be known. Tell him, hey, you're taking me for granted. I'm not okay with that. Like, risk things in your life in order to gain it. And I heard this quote that says, the women who are able to keep men are willing to risk losing a man. If you're not willing to risk losing anything, whether friendship, relationship, or anything, if you're not risking it, if you're too afraid to let it go, if you're afraid to walk away from something because you think this is the last, like nothing else or nothing better will come again, you will have to compromise your own standards in order to keep that thing, and that is not good. That's what nice people do. They say yes even when it feels uncomfortable. They are afraid to stand up for themselves. So if you find yourself saying yes, especially in situations that feel uncomfortable to you, and your higher self or your authentic self is trying to tell you deep down that I'm not comfortable with this, but then you swallow it and be like, oh yeah, you're always nodding, trying to make people feel comfortable, and I've also noticed one thing about nice people. They like to say, oh, no problem, oh, don't feel sorry. Like when people even offend them and people who try to tell them, oh, I'm sorry for this, like, no, don't say sorry. Why? If people feel sorry for something they've done to you, allow them to express themselves and be calm enough to listen and be like, okay, like, don't just respond sometimes. One thing about nice people, they like to just respond. Oh, I didn't turn my lights on from the ring lights. Okay. I don't know which one looks good, but I'll just choose whatever. So one thing I've noticed about nice people is that they like to respond quickly. They don't let people be vulnerable with them because they are kind of like so desperate. When someone is sorry for something, let them say it. Don't jump and be like, oh, don't worry about it. Let them worry. It's okay to also receive people's grace. It's okay to receive apology. It's okay to receive love. Just give it space, relax, and let them come forth. Don't always say yes. Don't always jump into finished sentence for people. And the second way I know someone is a nice person is they are not able to speak up for themselves. They are not able to stand up for themselves. Both work the same way. when you're always in a situation where you let people treat you anyhow, disrespect you, and you stay and don't say anything, you encourage that bad behavior. You make people feel like, oh, like they'll even tell other people, oh, don't worry about this person, you know, she's not going to complain, you can just do this, you can even show up anytime you want, you can do it any way you want, they're not going to say anything. Why? Because you don't want to be in conflict with people. Conflict actually brings us closer to people. We actually think the opposite. We think that, oh, if we get any friction, any conflict, it's gonna drag us apart. No. Why do you think most couples who fight a lot always make up the most? Because I'm not saying every day. I'm not saying every day fight with people. No, that's messy. I'm talking about the couples who are not afraid to let their other partner know they're angry. Like, they're not afraid to be like, hey, I'm pissed off, and like they show their anger. Why do you think they have the strong bond? I also used to think the same thing. I was at a point in my life where I didn't want to be in conflict with people. But once I started facing life and being comfortable with conflict, I've grown closer to those people. When there was no conflict and I was trying to keep the peace, we weren't close. I felt like energetically we weren't close. Why? I understand them now because they didn't know all the sides of me. In order for someone to wholly accept you and love you, they have to know every side of you. If you're only showing them one brand of like one thing, they are curious, right? So they're going to test you, they're going to poke you, they're going to trigger you to get that reaction, to see who you are. But if you don't, and you're always staying very stoic whilst you want to react, like every being in you wants to speak up but you don't, they won't respect you. They'll think that, okay, she's very convenient, like they won't see you to be a kind person. Okay, kindness is different from being nice. Yes, be kind to people, treat people with respect yourself, be sweet to people, reward people with words or with your actions when they do something good to you, but don't let them put you down. And the third way I've noticed is that people who are nice always kind of like compromise their boundaries and standard. So let's say, for instance, I'm the type of person who sleeps at 8 p.m. so I don't take calls at 7:30. With a nice person, they are afraid to tell people, hey, I sleep at 8, don't call me after 7 because I'm prepping myself to sleep, I'm unwinding, so I don't want to stay on the phone and end up breaking my own boundaries because I have to wake up at 4 a.m. They are not able to do that. Okay, they always compromise their boundaries for people. And when people notice that, they're always going to take advantage of that. They're not going to have any sense of urgency to be like, you know, if you're very strict about your boundaries, people always be quick to serve you first because they know, okay, if I don't call her before 8, she won't answer my call. So I have to, like, people always try and put you first if you put yourself first. That's how it works. Oh, nice people don't get put first because they don't even put their own standards first. They put themselves back. And whenever you put yourself back, the people around you will do the same to you. So learn to step up your own boundaries. Don't just set the boundaries and be like, oh, I sleep at 9, but then if you call me, I don't mind, I'm going to pick up your calls. Personally, I don't do that. I don't care if you're my mom, if you're my dad, if I sleep at 10, if it's time for me to sleep and you call me at 9:59, I'm not picking up. I'm sorry, there is nothing I can do. I'm not even close to you probably. Call the police, call the ambulance. It's time for me to sleep. That is how I treat people. So most of the time, my people call me very early. They call me early, maybe during the day. They don't call me late at night because I might watch the phone ring till the battery dies up. And that is on my own priorities. I have to sleep early. I have to wake up early. Unless I have no work. Like right now, I'm not working, so I'm more easygoing and I talk to people on random hours and all of that. But when I was at work or when I was working, nope, you will never catch me. I don't break my boundaries for anybody. I don't know, but it didn't serve me. I've lived in that life where I would break boundaries for people and they took that as, oh, I can take advantage of that. So always be careful of the way you allow people to, you know, be all up in your space. And the fourth sign is they tend to avoid conflict to keep the peace. When you always avoid conflict to keep the peace, you kind of shrink yourself, right? You kind of always have to stay silent, and that refers to the second and third point. You always have to stay silent and you always have to act small so you don't kind of, how do I say it, not like trigger people or step on people. When you're trying to keep the peace all the time, peaceful people are like, I'm gonna keep the peace. People are going to think that you are unskilled at war. If you're always trying to keep the peace, people will think you are not skilled when it comes to war. And that is not a good sign. People will notice that as a weakness. Yes, be a peaceful person, like I said. Be a peaceful person, be kind. When there is no conflict, don't go and look for one, don't go and create it. But when someone is doing something unethical, also have that, hey, I don't tolerate BS attitude. It works both ways. It works both ways. Don't be the one who wants to keep the peace so bad that people destroy your country. Okay, don't sit and be like, oh, I want peace, let them destroy everything and go. Like, I don't care, like, I don't want to fight back. No, at some point you have to fight back. At some point you have to act, because if you don't, they're destroying your stuff, like something you worked so hard to build, your reputation, your peace of mind, the love, everything. Are you just going to sit down and let people come in and destroy all in the name of you're trying to keep peace? Okay, don't do any of that. Make sure you keep the peace, but at the same time be skilled at war, so when either one comes, you are able to face it. You need both sides to you. That makes you a whole rounded human being. And on the contrary, in order not to be a nice person, you have to stop shrinking yourself. Be who you are authentically. Speak up for yourself when the need arises. When it's a time where you have to speak. I mean, don't just be talking for talking's sake. But when someone is going all up, like over your boundaries, it's okay to speak up. That is your territory, and they don't have any right to mess it up. Speak up. Don't be afraid of messing up the peace if someone is bringing up war to you. Face it. Don't shrink yourself. Shine as bright as you are and as loud as you can be. Be your authentic self. The people who really love you are going to be there with you. They're going to love you. They're going to accept you with all your craziness, with all your anger issues, with all of that. And they're going to understand you. People who love you don't need you to over-explain yourself. They understand that, oh, this friend of mine is not always nice and smiling. When she's angry, you could tell from her face. Like, they actually appreciate that. And people always rather try to be on your good side because they don't want to see their friend always angry. So that's when you know the people who really like you, who are willing to stop certain acts in order to keep you in their life. You see the people, if you're being authentic, you see the people who are willing to act right to keep you in their life. And stand up for yourself when it's needed. I don't know how to keep quiet when things are not going, or when people are treating me bad. I'm not going to say I get angry easily, but I react quickly to BS. Things that is trying to compromise my own boundaries. I react quickly to that because I have to protect my reputation, my peace of mind. That matters to me, especially my peace of mind. It matters to me a lot. And one thing manipulators and users will do is abuse your space, abuse your peace if you don't have strict boundaries to that. And the last one is say no without guilt or apology. Don't be apologizing for things that you stand by. And don't be afraid to say no. If what you actually feel is a no, let your no be no and let your yes be yes. Don't care about how people will feel, especially when it's true to you, when it will make you happy. If that thing is going to make you happy, people can think whatever they want. At the end of the day, you should put your happiness first when it comes to social relationship. It doesn't matter if you're in a relationship with that guy who messes up with you. If he can't love you properly, if he's not going to stop cheating, if he's not going to tell other women he's taking blah blah, leave him. Protect your peace, protect your sanity, protect your hormones, because these men will mess up your hormones, your pH, your peace of mind, and everything there is in between. If it's that friend that, anytime you stand up and say no, they make you feel guilty or they make you apologize later on, cut them off and live your authentic life. Okay, having boundaries doesn't mean you're mean or you're rude. It just means you know your power and you stand by that. It makes you powerful. So don't try to be nice in order to gain people to respect you. It doesn't work that way. It works the other way. Be kind. Be kind. Be a good person, but don't be a nice person. So, okay, let me know in the comments below. Have you ever been in a situation where you had to, or you were disrespected because you were too nice? How did you make you feel? Were you comfortable being a nice person? Share your story below. And what are the steps you're taking moving on forward? And let me know how this video helped you in the comments below. I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm out for dinner, so I have like a few minutes and I'm already done. So I'll see you guys in the next one.